In this video, we're going to talk about the new notes on the D string, and we're going to start with the natural notes on the D string, and then we're going to add a sharp. Take a second and think about what the notes on the D string probably are based on what you already know about the other strings. So your D string is your fourth string when we count from the bottom. Your first string is the first one you learned, E. Second one's the second string you learned, B. G is third. D is fourth. On these nylon string guitars, it's going to be the first one that is wrapped in silver. And when we play that string open, we're going to get the note D. Now, D is the lowest note that we know so far. And if you look up here on the first line of this music, it is hanging off the bottom of the staff, D. So it's not part of Every Good Boy Does Fine, and it's not part of Face. But if you use what you know about notes, it's easy to know the next notes. D, E, F. We know that pattern from the alphabet, D, E, F. What's after F? G. Of course, it's the G string. We do all the notes on the D string, D, E, F, and then G is next. Then we can continue on like we've talked about before. So those are your notes, and when you read them, I think D is pretty distinct because it hangs off the bottom of the staff there. It is an anchor note for us. We see the note D, and we have to know it immediately because it's our open fourth string. Just like G on the staff, Every Good is an anchor note, B is an anchor note, and E is an anchor note because they are open strings. We are going to learn the individual notes now, not just see them, but learn them. Our first note is D. On the bottom line, the E of Every Good Boy Does Fine is the second fret of the fourth string. So you're going to use your second finger on the second fret. And then F is the third fret of the fourth string. So we have D, open, E, 2, F is 3. Think about how that relates to what else we know. On the highest string, we have E, and F is 1 fret away. So down here, E on the second fret is only 1 fret below F. Let's read the first exercise. I'm going to use my knowledge of contours. I'm going to use my knowledge of repeated notes, and I'm going to go up when it says up and down when it says down. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. The second exercise does have some skips in it. You're going to be using the open string and skipping, walking up to E and skipping up to F, and then you're going to kind of do the inverse, starting on the highest note of the string, F, third fret. Here we go. 1, 2, second line, go. You'll notice that when I went to F and I knew I was going to be going to E, I just put both fingers down like you can do any other time on the guitar. We've got D to D, all natural, also known as D Dorian for my theory nerds. We're going to go up to D. This is just 1 octave. So we're going from D up to the other D that we know and coming back. Look at the notes as you play. Even if you're having trouble reading them, you can see that they go up by step, and then you just go up the number of steps it says and come back down. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. let the G string throw you off. There's only two notes there, G and A. Here's D dorian, full range. 1, 2, ready, go. Full range meaning it's all the notes of that scale just going up as high as we know in first position to high G and coming back down all the way to the root of the scale, to the tonic of the scale, that's D. Below that, we've got D major. Check it out. I've got two sharps here. Two new notes. What we know about a sharp is that it raises that note by 1 fret. So if I have F natural, that's the third finger on the third fret of the D string. F sharp, whew, I get to use my pinky for that. And it's important to use your pinky so that you can stay in one position and have that great technique. It's also time that we started activating the pinky to make it strong. You're going to need it. So we have F sharp, 4th fret. We also have C sharp. C natural is, of course, first finger on the 1st fret. C sharp, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret. Here's D major scale. 1, 2, ready, go. I find that when people play these scales with the pinky, the first couple of times they have trouble. That's why we got to use it, though, is so that we learn where our pinky goes. If you slide up and use your 3rd finger, all of a sudden you're out of first position and you're going to be searching for any notes that are on the 1st fret. You don't want to do that. Here's D major, full range. We're going to be going up all the way to G. Don't forget the F sharp on the E string. 1, 2, D major, full range. Go back and practice these with me. We can play them together. You can slow the video down, play them at that new tempo. Get the muscle memory working, because then you can continue to use the contours that you know to rely on those anchor notes. If you've got questions, leave them in the comments. Ask me in person. I am here to help you. We'll see you next time.